12th, 2022. The time is 1:08. Our first item of business is to review and approve the minutes from our last meeting on November the 29th. If there are no additions to the minutes or corrections, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
I move for approval.
Second the motion. Okay, that item passes. Okay, Detective Peace, can you call up the first item, please?
Madam Chair, you want to do 1 and 2 together? Is it the same?
Yes, please.
Madam Chair, we have a transfer of beer and wine off premise and a transfer of lounge retail liquor class 2, East Lake Express, 421 Porto Madrid Boulevard North, Suite A and B.
Okay, is the applicant here? Can you come to the podium and state your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, ma'am.
State your name and address for the record, please.
Ali Nasher.
All right, we received information, and this is a business, this is a transfer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is a business, Detective Peace, any incidents at this location?
Madam Chair, there was 7 calls at this location, 3 calls for a person with a weapon, 2 calls for loitering, 1 intoxicated person, and trespassing. There were 7 calls at this location.
All right, Ms. Brundage, do they meet zoning requirements?
Madam Chairman, this location is on B2 and it does not meet zoning requirements.
Ms. Brown, they're in good standing with taxes and revenue.
Madam Chair, there are some delinquency on the account. Sales tax for October 2022, occupational tax for September and October are delinquent.
Okay. All right, we received the neighborhood, the Northeast Lake Neighborhood Association form, and they are really opposed of this business being in the neighborhood. They cited several things: shootings, lottery, customers complain about being cheated out of money, the manager is never present. They also said the neighbors do not want alcohol sold in the area. They have enough problems already. I'm going to ask Pro Tem Council Smitherman, does she have anything she would like to say?
Have you taken any efforts to address the issues that have been, is this the same one? Yeah, East Lake, that have happened outside of your package store? Because we see people have been loitering outside the store, shootings, cheated out of their money. What have you done to address those issues?
Well, the store is under new management right now. I mean, all those things maybe it's with the previous owners. Okay. But since we took over, everything changed. We've been having also security people outside 7 days a week, you know.
Okay. It does not mean zoning. Okay. Well, I don't have any other questions. Okay, well, I move for a 2-week delay.
We're going to delay this item because you do have some zoning issues, and we really would like to, see what type of safety plan that you have to make sure that you are. I know we understand that this is a transfer and it probably was under the previous owner, but we do have an obligation, to make sure that people are safe and that your business, you run in a safe environment for those who are patronizing your business. So we're going to delay this for 2 weeks. We do understand it is some outstanding tax delinquents and get with Ms. Brundage to find out what do you need to do to rectify the zoning situation. Okay? Thank you.
Actually, I withdraw my motion. It's a 3-week delay.
3-week delay. I'm sorry. 3-week delay.
3 weeks.
3-week delay. Yes. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item, Detective Peace, can you call up the next item, please?
Madam Chair, we have a new application for special retail liquor over 30 days, Liquor Pavilion, 2806 Lakeshore Parkway, Suite A12.
Okay, is the applicant here? the applicant here for this? Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Ishan Patel, Liquor Pavilion 2806, Lakeshore Parkway, Suite 812.
Detective Pitts, have there been any incidents at this location?
Madam Chair, there are no incidents in this location.
Or does the applicant meet zoning requirements?
Madam Chairman, this location is on C2, meaning it's in a general business district zone, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Okay, Ms. Brown, are there any outstanding tax delinquencies or revenues?
Madam Chair, no, this is a new application, so they don't have any delinquency.
Well, I do see the neighborhood form, the Oxmoor neighborhood form. They sent their neighborhood form in. They are opposed of this business. They said that they already have a package store less than a mile in Oxmoor. ABC store is 1.5 miles away. Also, the proposed location is next to a pediatric dentist or orthodontist as well. So we're going to ask, is there anyone here from the neighborhood that's here to speak for or against the item? So we're going to give them an opportunity to come up.
We went to the meeting twice, but and the third time I was on call with the district lady, and she still said like she will just send a letter to you guys, and that's all. Like they weren't even ready to have a third meeting after that.
But we're going to allow, you got something?
I was just saying, but there are a few people in the crowd.
Okay, we have a few people that's here from the Oxmoor neighborhood, so we're going to allow them to come up and tell us, their reasoning for not wanting this
All right.
business. Okay? Do we have anyone here from the neighborhood?
I represent the shopping center, so I'd like to speak as well.
State your name and address for the record, please.
My name is James Carter. I live in the Oxmoor Valley community. And I first want to say thank you for giving me this space and opportunity to speak to you. Thank you. I was asked to come speak today on behalf of the Oxmoor Valley Neighborhood Association by the president, who could not make it today.
Okay.
Once again, my name is James Carter, and I live in the Oxmoor Valley community. I'm here today on behalf of the people in the Oxmoor Valley community who are against Mr. Patel obtaining a liquor license in the public grocery store complex, which is located off Lakeshore Drive. I was asked by the Oxmoor Valley Neighborhood Association president to attend this meeting. I want to let you know that I don't come out of the shadows to do much of this. But as a lifelong member of the Birmingham family, I've seen liquor stores located near daycares, high schools. Frankly, we're tired of this practice. These store owners are always suspicious of people who look like me. Why come if you are afraid? Throughout Birmingham, there are people who have come to the Birmingham community to open gas stations and later ask for a liquor license. When I lived in the Germain Park neighborhood, I was attending a neighborhood association meeting. The owner of the Shell gas station came to the meeting to ask the neighborhood to give him the okay to have a liquor license. After he spoke, I raised my hand to be recognized. I explained to the neighborhood association that the owners of the gas station didn't care about our neighborhood, and agreeing to give them a liquor license would create an environment for crime. I was told to sit down, shut up, and as I continued to talk, the neighborhood president said to me that if I didn't stop talking, he was going to have the police officer to escort me out of the meeting. I learned that day that people with deep pockets, political ties, and influences really don't care about the citizens of Birmingham. After living in the Germain Park neighborhood for 5 years, I had no problems before the Shell gas station was built. After the Shell gas station opened, the crime rate went up. I speak on behalf of the Oxmoor Valley neighbors who vehemently object to Mr. Patel obtaining a liquor license. Why not open your liquor store in your neighborhood, Ross Bridge? You have fleeced my community enough. You are not good for the community. Here's why I'm here today. The liquor store next to Huffman High School, and there are many that shouldn't be where they are today. To award Mr. Patel a liquor license would dramatically change the environment for the current business owners and the residents who live in the area. It would also send the wrong message to some of Birmingham's most affluent residents. I came today because I care about my community, and I don't want to see it become an eyesore, a crime-infested scene. We have struggled to keep the Oxmoor Valley neighborhood from becoming a place of dollar stores and liquor stores. Today I'm asking you to listen to the citizens of Birmingham and to deny the liquor license to Mr. Patel. I pray these words don't fall on deaf ears.
Thank you. Councilor, you have questions? Anyone else from the neighborhood? Yes, please. Come to the mic, state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Bo Young. I'm with Retail Specialists. I'm Executive Vice President, and we manage and lease the Lakeshore Pavilion Shopping Center. I was involved in its development, and it is a very safe environment. We have had one homeless person show up in a dumpster one time. We've had one instance of an altercation between two female patrons, but overall this is a well-run shopping center. We manage more public shopping centers in the state than anyone else in the state of Alabama. There are liquor stores in Publix anchored shopping centers all over the Southeast. Publix actually owns a liquor store concept. In every single Publix in Florida, you have a Publix owned liquor store. I see no reason to deny Mr. Patel a liquor license here for the sale of liquor. We have vetted him. We see no legal reason that he cannot have it. We would not be moving forward with him if we didn't think that there was not a problem with it. So on behalf of the shopping center and its ownership, we welcome it. If there are ever any issues with it, they'll be immediately addressed. That's how we operate. And I think there may have been an exaggeration with the neighborhood association on those two incidences that I just described. But again, we see no reason to deny this. He's like any other tenant. He has the right to open location unless there's some legal reason he can't have it. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you. You got questions, Councilor?
Yeah, I have a question. Mr. Business, sir. I can't remember your name. When was the last time you went to a neighborhood meeting?
I went after they had their vote initially. I went to the following one and I spoke. Okay. There was a police officer there that was talking about crime in the area and so forth. And I got up and spoke and was asked basically to leave afterwards. I was polite like I am now. But I attended and let them know that we run a top-notch management company for shopping centers throughout the Southeast, and that on my watch there would be no problems, and if there were, they would be addressed immediately. And I addressed the two instances that I just described to you. So I did attend, and I did speak on behalf of the shopping center.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And hopefully I won't jump around because it was last minute coming, but my name is Mrs. Kirk. I'm an Oxmoor Valley resident. And I'm here, first of all, to ask that this committee vote against this liquor license. But before I get started with my concerns with this, I would like to address a couple of statements the gentleman just made. I was at the last association meeting there. He came in, he did not identify himself, and finally the president was able to get him to say who he was. The incidents that he mentioned are just two incidents that were reported. In Oxmoor, because of limited staffing, we have limited resources with the police. So if 2 were reported, you can believe 10 happened, but they may not have been reported or they went unanswered because the patrol is very, very limited in that area. I shop there, I live there, and know the responses that we get there. At the same time, when he was there, I do not recall him being asked to leave, so that you would have to clarify that with the president. But there's a difference, a recollection of how that meeting went down, but I was there. He was very defensive in this. But to go ahead and get on record why I actually oppose this, as a resident of this, we do not want a liquor store in the area. If you've looked at the form that the association completed, you would know that there's already a liquor store 1.5 miles. There's also an ABC store about 2 miles, and there's one 1 mile up in Ross Bridge on the corner. They do sell liquor there. That is not a good mile, if 2 miles, from where these people are asking to actually set up a liquor store. What we've seen is an increase already in crime in the Oxmoor area. We've seen it at this Publix pavilion. I will not name the businesses that created some of the incidents down there that created concerns for the safety. Also on Lakeshore Parkway, we have an Oxmoor Elementary School in this area, a school that could easily be accessed in walking distance. And also we have the orthodontics, the pediatric dentistry is where this liquor store is being axed. We all know that once you open a liquor store, even a package store, I will call it a package store because that's what he's asking for, you're going to see the increase in crime, you're going to see the increase in the loitering. And we are already experiencing that in Oxmoor, and we do not have the infrastructure within the area to help us maintain it. Also, at this point, I reviewed what to expect when you do your application. When you guys consider the application, it specifically says the committee takes into consideration the information provided by the police department, as well as concerns voiced by the local community through the neighborhood associations. It is strongly advised that all applicants contact their neighborhood association to answer any questions. Mr. Farrell did come. The neighborhood association spoke 28-0 that we oppose this. The last time that I recall someone coming to the association for a liquor license, we opposed it. It was a different committee, different council members, but our voices went unheard. It's there. This particular came in, they have a package store there, but in addition to opening and closing, they actually added a railing, a closed railing over their building, as though they were totally coming into a crime-infested neighborhood. We did not have that before this came in here. So if this individual thought that that package store was going to create that additional crime, and I believe there's been some incidents, I was unable to secure the information for the police department. But I hope that this committee will seek to see any incidences that have been. But again, there's going to be more because of limited resources. I hope that you will deny this request. It does not fit the surrounding area. It does not fit what we want to see within Oxmoor Valley. If all of you know, especially city council members, there's a lot of land in Oxmoor, a lot of land. There's a lot of building going on. And it's taking everything we can to try and stay in step to make sure that it's not just, a cash and sale. Think about our vision, what we would like to see in Oxmoor Valley, and this is not part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. You got a question?
Hello, everyone. My name is Catherine Bates. First off, I'd like to introduce myself to Mr. Young, who apparently is the CEO of Retail Specialists, who manages the building that mine and my husband's building is in, our business. My husband and I own Bates Orthodontics. We are the orthodontics office that has been mentioned multiple times today. I'm also here on behalf of Dr. Lauren Dean. She is the pediatric dentist. She is unable to be here today because she is seeing patients along with my husband. But I'm here to ask you to please deny this. We are both businesses that see a lot of children and families, moms, dads, And we do not feel like this alcohol or ABC or liquor license will be beneficial to our shopping center. We have had multiple instances. We did, with security, we did have a homeless person living in the dumpster for a little bit. We have had altercations in the parking lot. I personally called in. I've called in more than just those two. So it's happened more than just those 2 times. But we have had an issue with that. Things have improved and gotten better since we've voiced our concerns to our building managers, but we still have issues with it, and we don't feel like this alcohol license or liquor license will improve. It will only make things worse, and it will make our fight harder. This is a neighborhood that we enjoy having our business in, but if it becomes dangerous, then businesses like us or the healthcare offices will want to pull out of business or management buildings like this. Sorry, I'm kind of nervous. So we just ask that you please deny it for the safety of our patients, the safety of our staff, and so that we can continue to live and work in where we decided where we wanted to build our practice in the first place for safety. I think that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Kumar Blue. My wife and I own Blue Vision Center. We're not opposed to business, but we are opposed to this business. When we met with the people, it was a different management company, but they promised us an environment that was conducive for safety. I don't know any way to put it, but I feel like we have a chicken place, a nail place, and if you add a liquor store, I call it a ghetto cocktail. The only thing left to put there is a check cashing place. And we don't want our business to be associated. We want a professional appearance. We've had numerous problems. I've called the police numerous times about 3 different homeless people who would just set up shop there. We've had cars broken into. We've had an incident, I don't know particularly where they got shot, but the altercation ended up in the parking lot. And I feel like we're right in the middle of a dangerous situation. I did talk to an officer who said they only have 1 officer patrolling that area, and I understand the issues, but at night, if you've never been there, it's very dark and it's very easy to commit crime and get away and go in any direction. And so when you think about my wife, my everything, I don't want her to be, she works there at night sometime alone. We're supposed to be getting some kind of security system that we've communicated with and haven't had it. So again, I'm not against business, but I am against a liquor store. It's not needed. I don't feel like it's needed. And so we just kind of meriting on the side of safety and the appeal. And like Dr. Bates said, if it becomes a situation where we're in danger, we were very intentional about, I'm from Birmingham, I grew up in Birmingham, I went to Birmingham schools, and my wife is not from Birmingham, she was thinking Hoover, and I said, no, I want Birmingham, that's where I'm from. I want people in Birmingham to be able to see black doctors and black professionalism. But if we have to move for safety, safety comes first, so we just, again, it's no blight to him and what he's trying to do and provide for his family, but safety comes first in our eyes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there still a package store next to the gas station off of Lake Shore? It still is? Okay. So y'all got at least 1 over there. Okay. 2. You got 2. Public access, okay. Well, I do want to thank the residents for coming out and speaking, and we hear you loud and clear because we understand, we're not the ones that have to live next to whatever we decide to do. It's y'all. So thank you for still coming out and voicing your concerns. So.
Yeah, I want to just thank, the residents and those that, live in this area, have a business there. reading the information, seeing that it's liquor stores within close proximity. Then you have a grocery store who sells, beer and wine. And so, as Councilor Smitherman said, we hear y'all, we take this, into account very seriously, the safety of those, that shop in places, especially when you have a pediatric dentist in the area, optometrists, there, and the things that you have. I have been, over in that, shopping center. I frequent Publix a lot, so sometimes when I'm over there, I do, drive, over in that area. So I am going to make no recommendation, for this item, to move. I'm gonna make a recommendation to, the full council so they can hear, the item as a body and make a decision that way.
Can I change, say, recommendation to deny it?
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to my colleague here, and so she's changed her motion, so we're gonna make a recommendation to deny this applicant, opportunity to move forward.
Okay.
Okay, Council. Okay. So we made our recommendation. We making, no recommendation. We're gonna make a recommendation to deny, the applicant. Thank you. Okay. Can I get a motion?
I move for a recommendation to deny the liquor license to the full council.
I second the motion. Thank you. Detective Pitts, let me call up the next item. The next item is item 5 or ordinance.
It's 4.
Is it 4?
4.
I'm sorry, item 4. Call up item 4.
Item 4. Madam Chair, we have a new applications for special retail liquor over 30 days, UAB Soccer Park, 800 11th Street South.
Okay, is the applicant here? Events licenses. Parker, special events. State your name and address for the record.
Yes, it's Cody Cryer and 800 11th Street South.
Okay, this is a item for a special event?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Detective Pitts, no incidents at this location?
Madam Chair, there are no incidents.
Ms. Brundage, do they meet zoning?
Madam Chairman, this location is on B6. It's in the Health and Institutional District Zone, and it does meet zoning requirements.
Okay, Ms. Brown, I'm assuming they don't have any outstanding revenue. Thank you. Council, you got questions?
Wait, then is this?
So it's for the PNC Park soccer fields for UAB, just for UAB soccer games.
Gotcha, UAB. Okay, yeah, I was thinking about because Legion moved to Protective. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's just single serve beer and wines.
Okay. All right. Well, I move a motion to approve.
Second. Okay, we're gonna send this item to the full council for a vote.
Perfect.
Thank you.
you.
All right. Next item would be item number 5. And this is an ordinance authorizing the mayor and the chief of police to execute a cooperative agreement for a term to exceed 3 years between the Drug Enforcement Agency, DEA, and the City of Birmingham for its police department for participation for 3 Birmingham Police Department officers in the DEA's Birmingham High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area Task Force Program, disbursement of HIDTA resource funds to the City of Birmingham and the reimbursement to the city for qualified salaries and benefits as well as qualified expenses.
Good afternoon.
Roberts.
So yes, this is just a continuation of a contract that's been in place for many years. We have officers serving on a drug enforcement task force with the DEA. It's a high intensity drug task force. And it's for reimbursement from DEA to those officers for the time spent on that. I have Officer Busey here, or Bussey, excuse me, Officer Bussey here if you have any questions about the particular contract, but yeah, like I said, it's a continuation of one that's been in place.
Questions, Brockton?
No, I don't. Do you have anything? You ready?
I don't have
Okay.
questions. I've read the information.
Okay. Well, I'll move for approval.
I second the motion. So we're going to send this item to the council for a vote. Item number 6 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an order under the city's master service and purchasing agreement with Exxon Enterprise Incorporated, approved by the council of the city of Birmingham on February the 15th, 2022, resolution 263-22, under which the city of Birmingham will acquire Exxon devices and services detailing, quote, 431-850-44855, number 887BF, such as Exxon Air, an integrated drone platform that provides integrated evidence and program management and delivers secure wireless live streaming to provide critical situational awareness, improving outcomes for public safety, for use by the Birmingham Police Department for an amount not to exceed $227,007.88 for a term not to exceed 50.5 for 16 months, and said products and services to be delivered to the city of Birmingham on or before January 1, 2023. Submitted by Chief Thurman. Chief, how you doing, Chief?
Good afternoon. How are y'all?
Good.
So this is just an amendment to the existing Axon contract, adding basically a new feature, which is basically the drones or the air plan. And so this won't actually start for us until July 1, 2023, if funding is put into the next fiscal year's budget. This is basically just to lock in the pricing that we can get in 2022, because pricing will go up in 2023. And so we'll utilize this in fighting crime. We can utilize this for barricaded subjects, send a small drone into the home or the building and see what's going on, and just help us with the Real-Time Crime Center be more effective in fighting crime in our city.
Okay. You got questions, Council?
No. Move for approval.
I second the motion. Chief, we're going to send this to the full council for a vote, and just stay right there because we
Yes,
got
ma'am.
your
Thank
last item. Number 7 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an order under the city's master service and purchasing agreement with Exxon Enterprise Incorporated, approved by the council of the city of Birmingham on February the 15th, 2022, resolution 263-22, under which the city of Birmingham will acquire Exxon devices and services detailed in, quote, 439-304-4483-93-865BF, such as Exxon VR, is virtual reality stimulator training performance, which provides immersive training, VR training that helps police officers develop critical thinking and de-escalation skills, improving outcomes for public safety for use by the Birmingham Police Department in the amount of $608,925 for a term to not to exceed 44.45 16 months, with said products and services to be delivered to the city on or after July the 1st, 2023.
So this is a similar situation. We're just trying to lock in pricing at the reduced rate from 2022. This wouldn't start until July 1st of 2023, provided that funding is in the next budget. And the VR platform gives officers, so many VR platforms are shoot, don't shoot, but this is actually a critical thinking de-escalation to allow officers, when they deal with different situations with our citizens, on how to make better decisions and have better outcomes overall. This platform also provides, there's a number of these units, so they would be at the individual precinct, so after roll call, one of the supervisors could take officers and go do the training very quickly, and we could do it very readily and often.
Council?
Are there other cities that use the same program, or other?
I would assume so, just because of how large Axon is. I don't honestly know. I had the opportunity to actually demo it when they were here for their road show, and so the situation I used was with an autistic person. You had to make decisions throughout the scenario to determine what the outcome was. Okay. If you made the correct decisions, you had a positive outcome, and then it lets the trainer also see. They can talk to the student afterwards, say, hey, if you should do this, you should do that. And it just lets us work better with our citizens, make better decisions on just day-to-day situations.
Yeah, when I interned for the DA's office, we actually did something similar to that. where it was a hostage situation with a shooter, basically. And so that was very eye-opening, right? Because a lot of us are very hesitant to do a certain action. So I think that's really, really good to put them in that situation where it's not their first time maybe dealing with an autistic person. They've had practice with it. So,
And even like mental ill people, because we see a lot of that. So I think, as Council Pro Tem said, this is a good opportunity and training to keep training and keeping up on, with it, the things that are training, changing throughout law enforcement.
And Axon will continue to add new scenarios as the program goes on. So it won't be set with just the ones we get. There'll constantly be new scenarios coming onto the platform that will not be an additional charge to us.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
do you know what a few more examples of the type scenarios?
So I can expand on the autistic one. So you had a family that went to, Target or Walmart. The autistic child got separated from the family. And so the autistic child picked up a toy. They didn't know about paying for it, so they left the store. Loss prevention tried to confront them. They didn't know how to deal with the autistic person, so they called the police. It happened to be at nighttime. So the police responded with lights and sirens, and so that's too much stimulation for the autistic person. So if you make the right choices, the one officer says, hey, partner, turn off the lights. It's too much stimulation. So the autistic person calms down. And then you have another choice to make where you can decide for one of the officers to go into the store to locate the family, and then you basically have a happy ending. But if you make bad decisions, you have a very bad outcome.
Yeah.
So it's just realizing what you really have and then making the right decisions to have a positive outcome. This isn't a criminal who stole something. This is someone who has like a mental illness or a birth defect that they're born with, and making the right decisions. And this isn't someone who needs to go to jail.
Oh, I agree. I like that. Okay.
So it's just, teaching our officers to recognize things ahead of time. Hey, I know what this is. I know who I'm dealing with. I know how to handle this better to have a positive outcome.
Okay, yeah. They do the same thing for attorneys with kids, like in family court, and yeah, I agree.
Right.
Okay. Well, I move for approval.
I second the motion, Chief. We send this to the full council for a vote.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Can I get a motion for adjournment?
I move for adjournment.
Second.